Yeah.
But you're right though. It takes ages to meet someone. I feel like though, can you speed up the process?
Maybe, but it's like this is what I wanted to turn the podcast on because we were just talking about the fact that like you're saying nowadays, how often do you really meet someone that's just going to tell you the straight truth? Like, you know what I mean? Not sugarcoat something. And like, that's even with mates.
Yeah.
Like we've got our foundation of boys.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think the longer it's been since you've really kicked it with someone, the less truthful you're going to be. You know, you might kick it with a mate that was once like proper. And now you're kicking it with them and they're telling you this dumb shit. Like, anything, bro. Could be anything.
Well, I feel like this is the fear of judgment a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not wanting to be truthful because, like, obviously things happen in life and time, shit happens, bro. If you haven't seen someone for like 6 months to a year, like, who knows what that cunt went through? And then you're like, oh yeah, you're just expecting them to be the same, but it's like, bro, I actually went through this and that, and it's like, you that might be having some baggage on you, holding some weight on you, but then you're like, fuck, is this person gonna look at me different? This person that I love for that relationship, am I gonna lose that for being? So it's like sometimes our thoughts can be our own downfall and shit, like situations that haven't even happened. But
for the reason, bro, I'm honestly so grateful to have like our crew, bro.
Yeah, dead set.
Like you, Del, Damo, you know, a couple of other boys that are like in the circle as well. But like Joel's definitely joined our circle, bro. Like it's like, and I apologize to anyone I'm leaving out realistically, but it's like I feel like we're straight out with each other. And do you think that's? I think it's rare. I think it's a rare thing.
That's it. Well, man sharpen man, like sword sharpen sword, innit? So like, fuck, every day we're honest with each other. We love each other, so that's why we tell each other the raw truth because we want to see better from each other. And if you lie to someone, bro, you don't care about that person.
Yeah,
you don't care about that person. The people you love, you just can't watch them wither away, not reach to the full potential that you see them in. When they're walking off that, you must say something, bro. You must. It's like I was putting the example. I remember like heaps of times, like let's say we're out with friends and then. You finally go to the toilet, look in the mirror, and you got something on your face or some shit. But you've been walking with your homies for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and they've seen you. They looked at you direct face to face, like having a conversation. The shit on your face, you know what I mean? That could have been taken off.
Yeah.
So like people are happy to watch you, like, you know, suffer rather than just like tell you, oh, bro, you got some shit on your fucking face.
Yeah, bro.
Get that off. Like,
could be anything, bro. It could be shit in your teeth, bro. Like,
or whatever, you know what I mean? But like, if people really love you, they'll like just tell you how it is, like, you know, sort that out type shit. But some people just enjoy to watch you, you know, your downfall from a distance as well, man. That's like discernment. You got to figure out like what are people's real true intentions for me, and you know if they're telling you the tough love, the shit you don't want to hear. And I think I learned that from my mum because ain't shit that I wanted to hear from my mum growing up, bro. But it all came true. You know what I mean? Everything my mum said, like I never wanted to hear it growing up, but it got to the point where you know. I start to see that she only said those things because she loved me, bro. She wanted the best for me. And then I seen it growing up, like, fuck, she was right. It's just hard to receive it at that time.
It's almost impossible to receive unless you get good at it, bro. It's a practice you got to do. But you were saying you think, I wonder if you can speed line getting to know someone.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thought. I don't know
like,
if I've
so
really
like,
tried to.
Yeah, so, because we know environments.
Example, like, for me, like, I rushed to live with a girl straight away. Is that an example or no?
I think it kind of is because if let's say it depends on what situation. Like we were talking about this and like a man and how different a relationship can go depending on whether he's got his dominion set up. So like if you've got your dominion, you're like, all right, babes, come through. Good. Now you're like she's coming into your world and like for a period of time, like you're gonna be able to like kind of like watch her navigate within this world. Like she can only keep up in front for so long.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's good because it allows you both to expose each other sooner. I feel like the things that are difficult and taboo, you should just kind of accelerate them. Just kind of like put people in the position of like showing their true colors like sooner rather than later. Because exactly how you said it, like Emma Watson in that documentary. I'm not waiting 20 years to find out who the fuck you are. That's dragged. It's a big investment that we're trying to do. And you're telling me I got to wait all that long to find out who you are. I feel like you said, a lot of people, I don't know why there's such a lack of transparency, bro. A lot of like trauma in life and things like that and people not healing with it and not really getting to like the roots of their issues. And that's why people come in with masks on consistently in relationships or just anything, bro. This whole world, lack of authenticity and then it's just shambles from there, bro.
But it's so easy, bro, because it's like, I think it's in the beginning, it's like you just want to show your best qualities to someone, you know what I mean? Like, especially you want to win someone over. It doesn't matter if it's a friend, a colleague, a boss, a girl, like whatever it is. You're just like, this is like, say for example, you get a new job. Straight away, you're like, fucking, I'm this hardworking motherfucker, bro.
How long's that been the last day?
But eventually you're like, oh, my fucking back hurts, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you know, start cruising and
taking extra ciggy breaks and shit. Like,
and then the truth comes out. You know? But it's like, at the same time, I guess it's a good thought. Like, is it the truth comes out, or have you just gone through a cycle? You know?
Or you just got comfortable because you're uncomfortable at that moment that you're coming into a place, you're on probation. Everyone's got their eyes on you. Like you just said, then you're looking around and say, "Oh, no one's looking at me anymore." Then you put the feet up, you're kicking back type shit. So it's about comfortability and then that person's accountability as well. Like, what are they really there for? And then if they want to grow, they're going to keep growing regardless, you know what I mean? But if it was just a sense of getting to comfortability again, then you're going to see foot off gas the moment that they hit said goal, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it can't be about goals ever in life. It's got to be about something deeper that gives you more sustenance, longevity in whatever you're doing.
That's a good idea. What do you mean? Because I always thought, you know, your goals are the number one thing you should be focusing on. If it doesn't align with your goals, then you shouldn't be really doing those things.
I feel like goals are fleeting. So like I can reach a goal and then it's what's next? I got to make another goal and then I got to make another goal and got a consistent dissatisfaction. So I think like a couple of years ago, for a couple 3 to like I switched up my mindset on focusing on growth. That's forever. Like, that's never going to stop. Do you know what I mean? Like, as in like investing in my growth. Like I must do that all the time. There's something that I want to do all the time. If I say I just want to lose a certain amount of weight, like I'll spend 6 months getting to that weight and then I hit that weight and I'm probably going to just get back to being comfortable again. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know that growing is a never ending thing. Like as you're growing as a person, growing with God, that's a never ending thing. So when you do that, you come to some sort of peace that I'm not in a rush. You just take every day by like as it comes and just grow every single day, bro. And it's very simple. Like
it's simple. It's similar to what I've been saying as well. Like, I think it's another way of saying how I'm like, I just want more. You know what I mean? Like, it's like everything. I just want more. There is no end goal for when it comes to how fit I want to get, how much money I want to make, or all these other materialistic things. It could just be like my relationship with God. It could be my relationship with my brother, my sister, my mom, my dad. It could be my friends. It doesn't mean getting more, but it's like I want more of my friends.
Yeah,
bro, you know?
That's it. And I think the growth factor is that you receive more as a result of consistently growing. Like all the goals are just a result of you consistently growing. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you can get to a goal without growing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, because I think inevitably we are moving forward. You know, we're literally moving forward through time and space anyway. So you're going to get closer to the thing you're going to get to. It's very rare you go backwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And you're right. You might not grow as an individual, but you'll end up with, let's just say,
everything you wanted.
We'll use money as an example, right? Let's just say you wanted to have $100,000 and you've got terrible spending problems, but you're putting away $1,000 every month. You know, eventually after fucking enough months or 100 months, 10 years, you're going to at least get to that goal. Yeah.
If you've got poor money management and you get like hit the lottery, bro, it's gone just like that. So it's like being prepared and shit like that. So like with us, it's like, I felt like we're on these journeys with God, but the reason why we're on these journeys with God is because we asked for something, right? And then we realized when we asked for something that things started happening in our lives that correlated to what we wanted to, but that was our lens, right? But a lot of time people ask for something and things get difficult, right? We saw that difficult as opportunities and training for us to get to where we wanted to get to. And we actually saw it like that. We saw those obstacles as like, I see how God's put this there for me to grow to get to this point. Whereas sometimes people, they ask and then the problems start coming and they're like, why is this happening? I asked for this. Whereas like, you're supposed to go through a preparation phase for everything so you can be the person to be able to withhold the blessings that you actually asked for, bro. The mind that you ask for and you dream for is up here versus where you are.
Yeah.
So how can you get what you want right there? Like you have to get set on a journey, on a path, on like leading to where you know, the person that can be able to do what needs to be done.
Bro, I guess that's a good point. Matthew McConaughey has this thing where he talks about my idol is me in 10 years. That's what he talks about. He says, like, who do I look at? I look at me in 10 years.
Yeah.
And I love that. I apply that all the time. But we don't really think about the fact that, like, if we're putting a pedestal on the person we can be as, like, I want to become this version of myself.
Yeah.
We don't think about how hard they had to work. We think about the good things that they've got, you know. We think about the abundance in fucking happiness and lifestyle and freedom and choice. But we don't think about the fact that, right, well, if I want to be that guy, I have to be the guy who's withstood pressure and stress
every
and
day,
sacrifice
every
and
fucking day
discipline and commitment.
Every day, bro. Behind closed doors, it's about those little things, man. They just compound. They add up over time. And then I was just having a conversation with someone today, and I was just like, it really, like, you're talking about maybe they're complaining about an issue, let's say, and it's like, at the end of the day, from what I was hearing from that person was like, they were trying to remove a weed out by, like, cutting off the stem. And I was like, to be honest, and I can hear that. And I told them that you're cutting it from the stem. You actually need to take the root out. Otherwise, this weed's going to keep coming back, multiplying.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was like, you need to go into the root and actually take this out and then plant a new seed that can blossom into a flower. Like, sometimes you just gotta just be so real with yourself and get to that point.
But to be honest, like, as we're having this talk, it's making me realize that I think the thing that I hold a lot of value towards our group is yes, we are all pushing each other in the right direction. We are quick to be the truthful with each other, I think, which is a good thing. But we are all deep thinkers, bro. You know, like, it's not that often I really get to have a deep thought with someone. Like, I'm fortunate where I have different friends in different areas of life, where some friends I can be a bit more silly 100% of the time. Some friends I can be a bit more creative 100% of the time, you know. But it's like, obviously with the creative person you can still be a little bit silly, or with the silly person you can still be a little bit creative. But it's like, with our group, we're all focusing on our own things. We still laugh, we still get together, but it's like, I feel like I can just preach, bro. You know what I mean? Because then as soon as I'm done preaching, bro, yes, Kel, talk to me, bro. What have you been thinking about, bro? Tell me what you've been thinking about,
100%, you know? No, we're on a similar wavelength, man. We see life, I feel like, for what it is, and we're just trying to literally just be our best versions of ourselves, you know what I mean? And we accept that we fall short sometimes, and we just don't beat ourselves up, maybe as we once did. Like, I think we all did at some point. We had, like, a lot of things like that, but from that, we've got to the point where I feel like, we're just growing as individuals, bro. Like you said, we can have these deep conversations, bro. I hate, like, surface level conversations. I struggle to engage with it. I feel like once you start living on a path of, like, really investing in yourself and investing on your growth, you can only fuck with or correlate with people that are on the same wavelength. Almost get grossed out by people that aren't living on that same wavelength. Like, you literally can't be around people that are just...
It's a waste of time.
Self-value, self-worth. Like, I think that's another thing. Like, I was having a conversation with someone, is like, some people, like, really don't, they might claim self-love, but they don't really have that self-love, like, genuine. They might delusionally tell themselves they love themselves as, like, defense mechanism, but you only truly love yourself when you become proud of yourself from the actions that you're doing for yourself. Do you know what I mean? I feel like you can attest that, bro. Like, you know, if I wake up and I do I know my shit's real simple, mind, body, spirit, every single day, so simplified, but as long as I fill up my cup in that aspect, I'm so fine, bro. I'm so fine. So I'm mad appreciative that we can just always, like, dive into the deeper stuff, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Be raw and honest with one another. I hate lying to people when I know that they're lying to themselves. Like, we don't lie to ourselves. So
well, I think, like, to be honest, the working on the mind, body, and spirit thing, bro, it's like a lot of people just don't find interest in it. Even the idea that people don't think about their mind, body, and spirit is a shocking realization for me. You know what I mean? Like, people just, and it's like, I can understand it because I've been that guy. I've been the guy who just wants to fucking live for the weekend. You know what I mean? Use any excuse.
Our world promotes that.
Yeah. And it's just, and to be honest, I'm still a consumer. I'm still fucking retail therapy. Like, I'm still fucking addicted to my phone. I'm still doing all these things, but I still have to try and make time to focus on what it really means to think and feel and be, bro, you know? Because
it's hard.
It's to be honest, I wouldn't be able to not either. It's so part of my routine. And you know, the thing you said as well got me as well. We were talking about the self-love thing. A lot of people claim to have self-love but don't. Like, that's a very hard thing to find as well, bro, that self-love, realistically. Just the other day, I think it was last Saturday, I'm down bad, bro. You know what I mean? I did not have a very stimulating day. My weekends are usually fucking flat stick. I haven't got time for everything I wanted to do. And I'm trying my best. And at the end, I'm like, oh, fuck, when am I going to have time to do that? You know, but I like that feeling.
Yeah.
I had a bit too much free time. So now I'm thinking, worrying, thinking, bro, thinking, fuck. So I had to just give myself that time just to be, all right, what am I working on? What are my goals? What am I aiming towards? And just make a bit more of a structured plan to get there.
That's it, bro. It's actually so simple, bro. It seems so complicated because there's so much noises in our head, like so much subconscious thoughts that have no value to us. We filled that up because of the entertainment. That's what I was saying. Like this world doesn't promote us to be aware of the mind, body, and spirit. Doesn't promote us to know our full capabilities. Doesn't want us to, you know what I'm saying? Because then once you do, you realize that you don't need much though.
Yeah.
That's the power of it. Yeah. You realize how simple everything is, and then you realize you're over consuming in every aspect, food, media, everything. Fuck, why do I know like what this person's mom's favorite meal is, bro? Like, why do I know these things?
Why do I know how much Spanion's nose job costs, bro?
John, like little things like that. Yeah. You know, you just like, that doesn't need to be in your mind, bro. And like, I've gone on the journey personally as a testimony, I can say, bro, when you cut off the noise and you see how quiet your mind gets. So, and then you got to get that period of getting the quiet back. And then once you do, what do you mean, bro? And you're telling me you're only focusing on mind, body, spirit. And then that's different for every person in what aspects, you know. Spirit for me is obviously taking care of talking to God and reading my Bible, looking into scripture. Body would just be taking care of my body every single day. And then mind, body, spirit.
And mind
is obviously, like, for me, that's journaling, focusing on myself, getting an introspective look on me and how I just do it, like check on like what's up. And then also taking care of my to-dos, my admin, businesses and all that sort of stuff. And then a little bit of reading as well, you know what I mean? And then I'll spend time on just like all the businesses, like moving them forward. And that's, dude, when I've done those things, I can be so present in anything after that because I know that every day I'm pushing little things. So I was explaining to someone, say you got 365 days in a year, right, bro? Like if you spend all those days spending 1% on these things, like, you know, just 3 things every single day, by the end of the year, you got like 33% in one thing, 33% in one thing, 33% in one thing. When the average person is spending their mind on like maybe 8 different things or 4 different things in one day, or maybe 0 things in one day. So the average by the end of the year is like maybe 10 things and one's on 2%, one's on 5%, one's on 10%. It's mad scattered. So when you just focus it down and you just simplify it, it's like, I want to grow as a person. Where do I need to grow? I need to grow my body physically, I need to grow in my mind, and I need to grow spiritually. You can't go wrong, bro. You cannot go wrong. I swear to God, like every single day, you just focus on those simple things.
Bro, I think one of the hardest things is like, for me, is I'd love to be able to focus as much as I can on all these aspects, but lately working a job has really felt like a toll on me and my journey of life lately. You know what I mean? Like trying to be the best version of myself and give someone fucking 10 hours a day, bro. Like to me, for the first time ever, I'm starting to think to myself like, fuck, it's a lot. You know what I mean?
You've always been a big worker, bro. And you've always like, it's not been a thing for you to put in the hours and stuff like that. And you're right to think like that, man. Like it's not right to spend every hour, you know, for another man, and then you got to come do your thing after. It sucks. But sometimes, yeah, you just got to kind of know why you're doing it with an exit plan a little bit. But it's mad frustrating. I had that this week where I had a super busy schedule. I had to make a lot of sacrifices, even though I'm always very consistent on filling up my cup first before I fill up others. This was a week where, because a brother needed help, I was consistently putting on my shit that I needed to do on the back foot. And even though like I didn't get to do the things that I wanted to do, and that made me feel shit in so many ways, I held it together in other ways where I was actually proud of the fact that I kept showing up for the people that matter for me, you know, by the end of it. So I felt good for that. And I have to like, because as a person that beats themselves up, I have to look back at my week and say, okay, fuck, it's annoying I didn't get the time to train and fill up my cup, even though I like pulled up to do an OT on the work and shit just to make sure the business is doing what it needs to do. I was like, all right, we can get that back next week. That's cool. Yeah. At least we got that out of it. I'm proud of the actions that I did. And sometimes you got to like kind of just talk yourself through it, be reflective. Sometimes not let your own emotions. That's what you got to learn about yourself, though. You know what I mean? I know that I beat myself up. So when I hear that come, I can't stop the beating of myself coming in. Like, that voice will still come.
Yeah.
But then I just got to be like, all right, chill. Like, you know, like accept it. Notice what it is for what it is, and know that it's a pattern that's happened before. And if I feed into that, it's obviously not going to let me go in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
And the journaling would be helping with that 100% to understand to understand yourself better, bro.
Major, bro. Like,
do you have a, I'm going to ask this as a place of curiosity, right? So if anyone's listening and they don't journal or anything like that, how do you structure what it is? Like, because I think if people don't journal, the idea of them writing down would be like, date, I woke up today, went to work, fucking this and that. Like, how do you like to structure?
It's so free flow, so it's so free flow, like super duper free flow. Like, I might write the date just for reference. I like to know, like, sometimes actually, because I have heaps of journal entries, I like to read back on kind of like my last 2-3, just skim over them just so I know kind of where my mentality has been at. And then, like, basically just saying how I'm feeling that day, what's been on my mind, what are the constant themes that I'm seeing, just letting it all out quite freely with no obviously intention to find out about myself, but no real expectations. I'm just letting out my mind. And then I'll go into scripture after that. And then I'll go back to journaling after scripture. And then usually I'm like linking up and seeing things.
Wow.
You know what I mean? After that. So
it's cool, bro, because it's like you would really be learning what you're thinking as you're journaling, you know what I mean? Because you start writing and you're kind of revealing to yourself as you do it.
You're revealing yourself to yourself.
Isn't that so cool, bro?
I love it, bro.
Like, that is so cool.
So that's why sometimes I realize from journaling is like, fuck, that's why I realize you know your own problems.
Yeah.
You know how to fix your own problems 9 times out of 10. The only thing is that, you know, once you start, like, you know, believing in God, whatever, you realize that you need God there because you can't do it as flesh, but you got to understand the faults of the flesh and then ask God to help you and guide you so you can be a better version of that. But no, it's a journey, bro. It's a journey.
Bro, you know what I really love, bro? I love ChatGPT to help me journal lately because I have like 4 different ones that I write in for different subjects, different mindsets, whatever my moods are, you know, creative, business, anything, you know, my recovery, like addiction has one, and then I've got one for faith. I've got one faith journal. And I can just ask ChatGPT, I go, I'm about to write into my faith journal, what was I up to last time? So I don't even really read my last entry. It just gives me this, and I go, all right, sweet.
That's what you're up to.
And it can but faith is structured a little bit differently. So let's just say I'm going to work on my creative one. I can even be like, oh, can you remind me tomorrow when I come back to pick up on this thought? You know what I mean? Then I'll journal. Yeah. So then I'll just ask it, hey, remember yesterday when I asked you this?
Yeah.
Right, just straight tell me, bro.
It's keeping that log, bro. And like in a year's time, you can get some crazy data from that.
Yeah.
You can ask it to like formulate some crazy data from that.
And to be honest, because I've been using it dead set hardcore for at least 6 months now, I reckon, ChatGPT. Now, when I was in my down bad last Saturday, right, I was like, all right, step 1, bit of reading, step 2, bit of journaling, step 3, bit of ChatGPT, and then let's fucking try and... the goal was to get out of this feeling. Let's manifest something I can look forward to, right? So then I just jumped on, hey, down bad right now, fucking want to do a bit of reading, writing, help me figure some questions out. It's helping me learn the questions to ask myself. But then it's like, it gives you that like, all right, you're on the right track kind of thing, like I see with this. And then it will put all these different thoughts and things that I've been talking to about for the last month, bro. True. And it will be like, now you see where we're going, bro. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
it's like connecting dots for you that you can't connect.
Yeah,
and
bro.
I think that's another reason why I like journaling is how, you know, it unscatters your mind. That's what I actually really love about journaling for someone that like thinks so much. Firstly, that blurping on the page, I have a blurb. A blurb is that's when I just write whatever's on my mind, just let it go. And then there's an organization, like what's going on in my life, what's current, kind of like it's very checkboxy to-do listy, but that does a lot of things for me. Like this is what's really pending on my life, and just having it all written down, then I feel like it's out of my mind. Yeah. And there's a sense of freedom and like, the presence now. Because like now I know it's all in front of me, exactly my blueprint. I feel like that's why most people stress, don't know where to put the next foot because there's so much going on. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But then once you put it on paper, it's like, all right, now we at least know what we need to do. And you know what next step is now. So things are a little bit cooler at that point.
I think that's what stress is. Stress isn't necessarily like I don't know what my next step is. Stress is more like I don't know which step to take.
Yeah.
You know, like because we have constantly got so many options in front of us. You know, it's like being a kid and not knowing what you want to do for a career, but then take out the aspect of making money from it. And as a person, we often don't know where to go from here. You know, what suburb to live in, what girl to chase, what anything, bro. You know,
seems like every decision is so heavy sometimes. You know, like.
But once you write it down, bro, it's like, okay, let's move in this direction. This is at least a option. I'm going to go down that one. You know.
Yeah.
But one thing I've been really trying to do, bro, is I've been praying for it a lot lately. I've been praying to let God speak through me. You know, use me as a vessel to be able to get out and to stop having so much pressure on myself. I need to say the right thing. I want to do the right thing. You know, even as a podcast host, sometimes it comes out. I want to be able to not preach, but I want to be able to comfortably speak about my faith.
Yeah.
But I don't want to Bible bash at the same time.
No,
so one thing I've been trying to do is be like, all right, you just fucking let it come through me.
That's it.
It's not, you know, so I think that building the relationship with God thing is one thing I've been really, really focusing on lately. I used to pray for this, I want that. Because I've been so grateful lately, I'm not even really going, can I have this? Can I get that? I've been thinking to myself, like, you do you,
tell
bro.
Me, God's will, God's
it's up
will.
to you now. You
Say
know?
your way, your way, not our way,
you
bro.
You put me here, now fucking use me for what you wanted me to do, bro, you know?
Amen.
So what does it look like for you? You know, you're saying talking to God. How does talking to God kind of go for you?
Talking to God now looks so different to what talking to God at the start of my relationship with, you know, my journey with Christ went, bro. Like, majorly. Like, I don't know how you flick a switch as such, but it is a bit of a journey. Like, it starts with, this is the beauty of our faith, is it starts off as blind faith.
Bro, there's this quote by, I might have even been Martin Luther King that said it, bro. So I won't give him credit to it, but if it was from him, it goes, faith is about taking the first step when you can't even see the staircase.
And that's what God loves. It's like...
That's what God needs. It won't work without that.
Do you know what I mean? Because that ultimate heart devotion is like, I can't see you, but I know you're there. Like, once he sees that level of humility and humbleness, because that's what it takes to do that, right? Then he opens up these new channels of communication where you go from blind faith to him revealing himself like consistently in your life. Now, once that you kind of get to that point and you're praying all the time, you feel like you're talking to him all the time. Like, it's at an immediate point. Like, you can access it. You close your eyes and you lock the door behind you and you just enter with God like you can, like on tap. Yeah. It's on tap.
Yeah.
Because I think, but it's an exercise as well. Like,
it's a muscle.
It's a muscle. You build it, like, you know, going to God for your problems. Like you said, like, people maybe only go to God maybe like when things are really, really bad, or sometimes people don't even go to God with their problems. That's the thing. Like, sometimes say, oh God, why? Like, they wait for it to really, really, really get like to the bottom. But every time you have anxieties or any sort of like off feeling or ill feeling, immediately you got to take it to God. Be like, I'm not too sure why I'm feeling this way, but like, you know, I trust in you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the more you do that, bro, that's that flip of that switch that I think you were trying to explain. Like, it's like, there's a mad quote I wrote down the other day saying, why would I tell God how big my problems are when I can tell my problems how big my God is?
Yeah, that's it.
And that's going from, you know, like most people in the beginning is like, God, why? You know what I mean? Like, this burden on me, like this stress, this thing, like, help me get out of this. As opposed to that flip, that change is now like, oh, I see what could be a burden in front of me, but like, it's fine. You know what I mean? Like, that's that.
We've talked about it a lot recently. The big thing about like how people view suffering, and suffering, like, you could say it's a bit cliche, but suffering maketh the man, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's about, suffering is never going to stop in this world. It never stops, bro. But as someone that's actually now living with God, bro, we can say that suffering feels a little bit different.
Yeah, it's actually
feels
mad,
a little
bro.
bit different, bro. And it's because of the perspective on what suffering actually is seeing like, all right, we're seeing it as like tests. We're seeing it as opportunities to grow, to become better versions of ourselves. I keep using that metaphor of the 2 + 2 because I heard it on this Christian podcast one time, bro. It was like, mind blowing when I heard it. I was like, you're so right. You know, the 2 plus 2 metaphor, where it's like when 2 plus 2 is in front of us, we see 4. You know what I mean? We're not immediately thinking, 2 plus 2. You quickly go to the destination of 4. And it's the same mentality we have to adapt when suffering comes. Is like, all right, this is an opportunity for me to get to my next stage, my next level, for me to grow and get to a better version of myself. Like, that's how tests come, if we can overcome adversity.
Bro, I remember even in my last breakup, fucking however long ago that was, I remember being in this dull, bro, and I remember thinking to myself, like, damn, I'm going to be so fucking equipped after this, bro. You know what I mean? Like, once I get out of this, I'm sick, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
you already know, bro.
I was in the dumps, bro, and I'm thinking to myself, like,
no, you're in the fields,
this
bro.
is mad.
So this hurts a little bit too much.
Is mad.
Like, the arc's going to be crazy.
Yeah, bro.
And sometimes you need it, bro, like a reality check. But sometimes you can ask God, like, that's why I've been, like, deep in the Bible. Like, true wisdom is just being able to, act correctly off knowledge. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't need experience to be your teacher. Like, someone can be told something and then know, like, okay, cool, yeah, done. Rather than, I know that person said that, but I still want to. All right, so that's a bit foolish. You know what I mean? It's a bit foolish when it's like, but then I told you so. But I needed this experience, and I get it. Like, I feel like it's human, but then wisdom is the discernment to be like, yeah, obviously that's not the right thing to do.
Yeah, wisdom
like,
is
without having to do it.
Wisdom, bro. It's about not thinking that you're better than anyone else, bro. And if someone else went through those problems, if you follow the same steps, you're going to come up to the same obstacles,
exactly.
bro. You know. And it doesn't mean that just because someone else failed, you're going to fail too. But it means, like, if you see that these are these indulgences and these temptations that other people do ends up there, then I should just learn not to do them. You know what I mean?
That's it. What makes me more superior than these other people, that those things won't attack me, though they won't get the better of me, bro. Like, we're all broken, bro. Like, we're going to consistently fall short and sin, and we kind of got to come to terms to that, but not let that justify our actions for sinning, though, at the same time. It's a battle that we all go through, though. Like, no one's perfect and stuff like that. But, I feel like the more your relationship with God grows and you realize the benefits of living a righteous life, bro, like, it's crazy. You realize, the Bible ain't lying. It says love thy neighbor and, like, forgive. Like, you as a kid, you growing up hearing it, and you're like, yeah, of course, that's the standard. You're meant to do that, but you grow up not doing it. You
Revenge,
grow up, you grow up hardening your heart. You grow up holding grudges. You know what I mean, and not really understanding the full essence. And I feel like it's only really hit home recently. But I mean, I've always been reflective, but like, I feel like the more that I get to know myself, the more I think I've getting to a certain point, I'm realizing I'm so far from that point as well. At the same time, like, I still got so far to go. But
did you grow up going to church?
Yeah, grow up going to church, but like, I dipped out of church because I don't rate churches.
Yeah,
I love God, and I believe in Jesus.
Yeah,
Jesus walked this earth, resurrected. I love the message of the Bible. I love Jesus' words in particular from the Bible. You're going to Matthew and parables there. And I love the Proverbs, but there's so many books there, so many stories to tell. But at the same time, must have discernment and know, like, a lot of hands have been on there. And like, that's why I really focus on Jesus' words. But yeah, like, I realize, like, a lot of churches and things like that, bro, just kind of ill intent a little bit. Like, why am I coming to an hour session? Bro's talking about Jesus 15 minutes. Half it is about giving him money, and then it's about, like, all these fun events that are coming up. Like, I was probably a young person thirsting for knowledge at that time. Like, I was mad inquisitive at that time when you're starting to spiritually become aware and conscious. There's a lot of things that are coming up in front of you at that time, and you're asking questions. Even though I was raised in the church, I was asking questions. And then where I was raised was ultimately, I could feel the lack of authenticity of what was coming from me. And even though I was like, this is the God that I've known. They told me church was this way. But these people are lying up on stage. Mate, I'm pretty sure the scandal, the church I was going to in Adelaide, like, the pastor faked having cancer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bro. So, like, what I'm saying is, like, it was a spiritual time for me where I'm having spiritual awakenings in general, of just, like, becoming curious, realizing that there's more to life on a spiritual level. But if you're not directed correctly, I'm going down the new age side, crystals and all that sort of stuff, ancient Egypt, Khmer, which now I know through, like, even the Bible's not hiding that stuff, but it lets you know actually the true fruition of like what those things are. But I was going down the wrong path.
Does it say stuff about that in the Bible? Yeah?
Book of Enoch.
Yeah, Book of Enoch. The hidden Bible.
Yeah. So the book of the chapter they took out, bro. That's got like, that tells you everything that people call conspiracies. It's literally written there.
Can you read the actual Book of Enoch online?
You can, yeah. Fully, bro. There's nothing that's there that anyone's lying about, bro. There's YouTube videos detailed.
Was that movie called The Book of Enoch? Was that movie called?
Oh, that with the Denzel.
Yeah, the blind guy. Yeah.
Denzel wasn't blind in that, was he?
Yeah, that's the hidden. That's the switch at the end. It turns it because he would read the whole Bible to people, and that was his thing. Oh yeah. But at the end of the movie, he was actually blind, and he had the whole thing memorized by head.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I think so.
I need to run that back, bro. I'm pretty sure that's a classic. It was one of those movies as a kid, like because it was as a kid, it was too deep to like actually follow.
Yeah,
it was like some cool shit's happening here, bro. There's a Bible. There's Denzel. It's Sandy.
Bro's rough.
Bro's rough, bro. Yeah, bro. I want his team.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was, bro. I'm pretally sure he was blind and he was actually doing all that with it all in his head.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Now there's so much power in scripture, bro. Like ever since I've like really tapped in with the Bible, bro, I've just been realizing that's all someone needs sometimes, bro. It's got the blueprint for everything in there.
It's craziness, bro. It's
the eternal peace, bro. I just wish it for everyone. Just wish it for everyone, you know. And I feel like that's the fine line of like trying not to be a Bible basher, because you're just basically just telling people your truth. You're like, bro, you need to come on this side. Like it's crazy. It's like, yo.
It's so easy to get it, It's so easy to get why people get pushed off it, but it's also so easy to get why people want to push it, bro.
Push it, yeah. Because once you live it, you understand that. But then having not lived it, you also understand why people could like easily be like, nah, shut up. Whatever.
Well, it's like I just don't like, and for me, authority is very hard for me to succumb to. I don't like being told anything. I don't like being told how to act. I hate having to wear uniforms, bro. Like for me, it makes me depressed every day putting on work clothes because it's like I don't choose to wear this shit, you know. I hate being told what to do. So I can imagine a lot of people relate in a sense where like people say, bro, you need Jesus. It's like, don't tell me what I need, bro. You know what I mean?
It's funny because like at those times people can really see it on us, but we struggle to see it, bro. Like our spirit's just like tainted with demons, bro. At that time we're like, get away from me. You hear the word Jesus, let's start barking some people, bro. And it's like, no, I don't blame it. Like you said the word authoritative, and that's how a lot of people got pushed on with religion, like going to Catholic schools or religious schools, bro. Like they really threw it on you. And that's why I'm not in love with the churches, man, because I don't know. It just doesn't seem the way of what the Bible kind of like illustrates, and then how the church maneuvers. And then the more you look into the Bible, you realize like what even is the church, like how God describes the church, and he describes the temple to being us, and he dwells in us. You know what I mean? The church only becomes a church from fellowship, when the people come together as a congregation. But in actuality, it's about us as a temple. And that's why it says it's so important to, like you were talking about, to allow God to work through you. You have to take care of your temple, bro. You have to go on a journey to make your temple righteous or worthy for God to come use. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, God comes to the broken and rises them up, but that's what happened, no? Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you're broken and then you went on that journey because we have free will, and that's the beauty. And like I was talking about the blind faith, God gave us the keys to the kingdom right in front of us, said you can have it, but you've got to choose to have it. Yeah. And dude, and it's like, it's so crazy. You have gone on the journey, and where we're at, and we're like, oh my God, the keys right there.
You almost have to go through the blind faith bit. Bro.
It's the blind faith bit. It's like, I can't see you, I can feel you. But I can't see you, but I'm gonna say I believe you, right? And when you do that full commitment, because God goes by the heart, everything's by the heart. You know what I mean? You know, the miracles that Jesus has done, he said, as by your heart. You know, do you believe? You say, yeah, all right. The heart will get what the heart wants. And then the miracle would have cured because of the way of the heart, bro. You know what I mean? So everything starts from there. You got to say that you truly mean it, that blind faith, bro.
I think it just starts with testing, though, it just starts with curiosity more than anything. I think the idea of building a relationship with God, or I was actually speaking with my nan on the way back home tonight. I only got here like 5 minutes before you got here. Yeah. Like I was out.
Yeah.
I was speaking to my nan and she was saying like, she used the term. I use the term God, and she used another term to define like oneness, or to define like the energy, or she's completely spiritually aware of all these terms meaning the same thing, but she just likes to throw different versions out there as well. And we'll discuss on the fact that like, because she was saying, how do you feel like? Because I just like to talk mad with my nan, you know what I mean? She's open, she's a full hippie, she's full spiritual. And she's like, how do you feel like you learn all this shit about yourself? And I'm like, well, I'm trying to meet God. And the more I meet God, it's just a self-development journey along the way. The closer you get to God, the more you learn about you.
It reveals a lot.
Like, it's just getting closer to you, bro, at the end of the day, you know, which is the crazy thing. And I think it just starts with curiosity, eh? Like, you have to be like, is it possible? As soon as you think to yourself, is it possible? You have to go, might as well try. And then through trying to realize, you get proven you're right, you know. But the crazy thing is, bro, it's like, we know these things, like, it's like we will find proof in whatever we decide to believe, right? So it's like, sometimes I have to play devil's advocate. I think to myself, like, is it Tinkerbell? You know, if this makes sense. Tinkerbell stops existing when you stop believing. But the question I have, because I don't know the answer, is if you stop believing in Tinkerbell and she dies, if you choose to start believing in her again, does she come back? And that's the difference between Tinkerbell and faith. Because you can choose to have God not be real in your life and stop believing, but whether you choose it or not, God's still there in the shadows, behind the scenes.
He's always there.
And whenever you want, you can turn it on again, you know, which is the crazy part.
And that's the thing with like the abundant love. Like, he doesn't forsake you. It's just like, even give you a chance to like your deathbed, which doesn't mean like fuck around your whole life till then, but like, you know, it's the abundant love that he has. It's like, even when you denying him, he's still going to keep knocking on the door, you know what I mean? Because he's the keys of the kingdom is there for us. And I was going to say unfortunately, but fortunately, you know, we have that blessing, but we tend to often let little things get in the way of us realizing what our full potential is, like realizing that the way that we're struggling, we don't have to be struggling. You know, I don't have to do this alone. But which is funny, because we do have to do it alone, and that's why God is so beneficial to people like you and I. And like, maybe in the Tinkerbell, I don't know, bro. Like, you know, but I do know my God exists. That's all I can say, right? And I'll be like,
you couldn't convince me otherwise.
It couldn't convince me otherwise, because it's like, I don't know how many, you know, the positions that we get into when it's like leadership roles and stuff like that, you don't really have many people to go to. Support systems, when our support system is so small, or if I try to call everyone busy, I'm a bit fucked. You know what I mean? That means I'm having to, you know. So for me, when like it's really you versus the world, or like you alone, my source of my comfort is God. And when you get that ultimate comfort, you don't really need comfort from other places and other things. You know what I mean? Like, feeling that love from God is like, that's enough, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It gives you a lot of content and peace. Like, something like we said before, like, I just wish it for everyone, you know what I mean? Then I wouldn't be hearing half of the problems that I hear from people, and you can just hear that something's lacking in their spirit a little bit, you know? Yeah.
You said something before about the beauty of having the free will, right? I was thinking about it today when I was having breakfast, about the fact that it really is beauty that we have free will and an ultimate choice in front of us to choose whichever one we want to choose. And at the same time, the path is laid out for us.
We know the paths, right?
You
like,
know?
one leads to damnation and one leads to success, but how often do we still lead to damnation, like choose the damnation path? It's crazy.
I have this mad reflective quote I love looking at, saying, life only makes sense in reverse, but we have to live it forward. Meaning that we don't really know why we're going down our path. But you look back and you go, oh yeah, well that choice ended up to here, which then inevitably led me to here, which
so true.
is where I'm destined to be, right? So it's crazy how we can have free will in front of us, but it doesn't matter if we choose the path of damnation or the path of righteousness. It's like, whichever one we chose in that moment are still going to get us to that inevitable switch to then come back and then go back, and we're still going to end up at the place where we were always meant to be in the first place, you know? Like, that's the uncomprehensive part for me, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, life's a crazy loop, and like, the free will thing, man, is like, we really got to identify like it takes a long while, bro, to start realizing there's mad consequences to your actions. Like, consequences to you denying yourself, or consequences to you not doing something that even you want to do for yourself, bro. Like, you're going to go to bed, like, not rating yourself.
Yeah.
But versus you doing the things that you wanted to do, and then the next morning you're like so proud of yourself, you can get up like, yeah, you know, like you're that guy. Like, you don't realize the depth of your consequences of neglecting, not honoring yourself, because you just like, now you can wake up still saying that you're that guy, but you're not that guy. You don't even believe it because you're not doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, the weight of little decisions, bro, like little things.
Bro, I was at Coles on Friday or something like that, right? And I walked, and I had my things I came for. I wrote them down. But you know you don't go shopping hungry, bro. I didn't come past and eat my meal. Before I went to Coles, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Specials, bro. I think Tim Tam's 2 for $6. This, that. We'll get 12 packs, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then, like, I go past, I see the Krispy Kremes, bro. I see a 9-pack. I'm like, I know if I buy this, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
But I'm going to buy it anyway, bro. Bang, straight home, 9 Krispy Kreme donuts later, bro. I had to go to bed and think to myself, like, I'm a piece of shit, bro. But I knew I was going to do it, bro. I couldn't help it.
Like, bro,
I had to.
It's just part of it, eh? We fall, bro. We fall. But like, the thing is, though, like, you got to fall a few times and then you just get sick of yourself. Like, at least some people will just keep falling and just, like, not feel any guilt, bro. Like, they'll go to bed not feeling shit.
Yeah. Nah, I don't know if that's true. I reckon.
Nah, because I'm telling you, some people eat that 9, bro, or they'll be thinking about the next 9 they're gonna demolish next morning. Cause they don't give a fuck. And that's what I'm saying is like, because you value yourself so high, for you to do something that you don't entirely align with your best version of self, maybe makes you like, that's good, bro. That's good that you're like. Pissed off with yourself a little bit. You're like, obviously you got to have a healthy balance with it, but it's good that you're pissed off with it because you're not going to accept you doing that 7 days a week. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, bro, of course. I punish myself the next day.
As you should, bro.
Yeah.
As you should, bro.
Yeah.
Because you got standards for yourself, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You should fucking feel shit. I should feel shit for not training this week. Even though, like, I had a busy ass schedule. I should feel shit because I know I'm going to work fucking hard this week.
Yeah.
And every day that I don't, you best believe the guilt is going to increase every day. As it should.
It's so easy to break a good habit, eh? Like, it only takes a couple decisions, bro. And then it's like the training schedule might be gone. Like, I know you said you had reasons because you were prioritizing other important things. But, like, let's just say you wake up tomorrow and you're like...
You're right. Right.
It's actually so hard to get back on the horse.
You're right. Yeah, and I know that first step's always like the hardest, but it has to be done, bro. And like, that's when the why has to get real big for you. Like, sometimes, like, people's whys, otherwise you won't get up.
Yeah,
but for my why is like longevity shit. It's like, sometimes I'll just like sit back and when I'm being a bitch or some shit and I'll just picture what I want. Yeah. And it's like, you're not going to get that doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
How often do you like to give yourself that downtime for just you and you and yourself? You know, you and your relationship with God, you and your journaling, you and your
that's got to be every day.
Every day.
Have to, because I think about a lot and there's a lot going on. So there's no way you can have the patience, and be good at what you're doing consistently without taking care of yourself, bro. Like, you're going to degrade over time. So it's about like sustainability, that you got to put yourself first. Like, that's why it's so important to know yourself and know what works for you. So like, I know that if I do those things, I'm going to be on my A game every day and I could probably sustain it for a very long time. But the moment one of those starts falling off the rail, stop, maybe, spirit goes down, or body, I'm not training. I can feel it. I was degrading, bro, this week.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get to train and I was like feeling just so tired. My spirit was getting tired as well because of how exhausted I was, and then I wasn't having time for myself. I was just...
And even then your mental will go down because you're beating yourself up.
So it was an addition of things, but like, I think the only thing that rode me through was knowing why I was doing what I was doing. You know what I mean? The why was big, bro. And then also knowing that cool, like, I had to accept it towards the end of the week that it's been an L for the training, but at least it was for something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then getting myself back on it, bro, like I just said, like, it's just having to remind yourself why and who you want to be, who you don't want to be sometimes as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, bro. It's just as important to learn who you don't want to be, bro.
Yeah, check a photo of yourself 5 years ago or something like.
Bro, someone said this to me the other day. I don't remember who said it, but it was the fucking, maybe Joel said it at work. He said, like, hypothetically, what could have been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that thought had never entered my mind, you know, getting to a point where you think, you know, what could have been. You know, imagine getting to fucking 50, 60.
No, I hate that.
And you think, like,
I hate that.
What could have been? I think, bro, like, that's a drive enough force for me, bro.
I hate that.
That's insane.
I hate the idea of, regret. I hate the idea of regret, bro. And I think that I felt that since young, and that's why I've always taken the risks that I've taken and got to the position that we got, bro. Like, a lot of people might talk to us and be like, you're not that old, bro. Like, there's no way, you know what I mean? But like, I was like, swear. But in an honest case, I can be like, I've failed more times than most people have even tried, bro. Do you know what I mean? I've constantly risked it for the biscuit, bro. Because you're not gonna get shit for just like sitting around, innit? So that's that free will thing as well. But yeah, you got to put yourself out there to get something out of life. But then it's not just that; it's the ability to learn from experiences, bro. Like, not let your emotions get in the way, and then really be able to reflect. Like you said it perfectly. Is like we always look back. Looking back is the only thing we know, but we just kind of like take the next step with the faith of what we know from going backwards.
Yeah.
Where that's the thing, though. If you don't look backwards, you're not going to have that confidence to move forward. Like, a little bit. If you don't reflect. If you do reflect, let's say, and you're learning and you're adding new principles, how confident is your next step?
100%.
How confident is it, bro?
Because that next step, bro, it's almost like whether we are choosing to be conscious about it or not, that step is going to happen, right? We're going to keep going forward. So you'd rather just have intention with where you're going.
That's the exact word I was thinking, bro. Is just like have intent where it's going, so that direction can be maintained where you're trying to head to.
I like that thought. That's like 10 years. My sister said it to me once. She's like, I was thinking like, but this will take like 10 years. And then she's like, but 10 years are going to happen anyway. So like, I may as well do it. It's like, I'm not going to avoid 10 years from happening.
Yeah, exactly. You know? True. You may as well get something out of it.
Yeah.
At the end of the 10 years. I think about that sometimes with some trees.
Yeah.
Some cool trees that I'm like, I want to get that tree in my house. Like, I want to get pineapple tree. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then tell you, you're not going to get any fruit for 6 years. What?
Yeah.
Bro.
But it's like,
what?
But you can choose to get it in 6 years or not have it in 6 years.
Exactly. And I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Because everything we sow seeds in, bro. And
you know what? On that thought, I know this is a little bit off the topic, but it's in my head, it makes sense, it relates. But it's like, one thing I'm actually not very good at is being itch bay in the moment to know that I'm going to be better off later. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say not flexing in the moment, but not, for me, it's not very easy to sacrifice things now to get the rewards later.
Instant gratification.
But it's very easy for me to do extra things now, you know? I don't have that bone in me that's like, I can't be bothered. I can be bothered. I swear to God. I just have that gene. I don't give a fuck how tired I am, how much effort, how far the drive is, how long it's going to take. I'm a bothered cunt. Like, straight up.
Bothered cunt, bored cunt, tomato.
I'm bothered. But the idea of like, for me, the hard thing is like that pineapple tree, it's going to take 6 years to grow fruit, right? Is like, for me, it's like, it's going to take 6 months of not eating out at restaurants to achieve this financial goal. It's going to take 6 months of getting extra sleep to be able to
you've always been like that, eh?
Yeah,
you've actually been really good at all that sort of stuff.
I'm not good at the sacrifice part, but I'm good at the effort part. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not a sacrificial guy, bro.
Yeah. Everyone kind of goes about it a little bit differently. Like, do you mean like in the aspect of like trying to get something out of it?
Yeah, just in the terms of like, everyone says like, you know, put in the hard work now to get everything you want later.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying.
Which I can do that. I can work hard to get what I want. But there's another part of it that's also like, well, you have to stop. The easiest one for me to use is spending. You got to stop. Let's just use fucking clothes and shoes for me. That's a big one, right?
Yeah, hypothetically.
Yeah. If I want to achieve this let's just call it investment. I want to chuck 50K, 100K into something without worrying about it. Or I want to have that much abundance where I can just go, yeah, let's give it a go, that $100,000, right? I'm not at that level.
Oh, I'm starting to catch you.
So for me, the 100K can easily be achieved to drop if I didn't buy clothes and shoes for dead set a year.
Exactly. But you're thinking, all right, what extra job can I get?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, okay, let's not save 100K, let's earn another 100K.
No, which I think is a fantastic mentality as well. It's a bit of an abundance mentality, but it's a bit of a balance in it. You know what I mean? You don't want to. You can work smarter, not harder. I think that kind of comes with life. I think that's different stages. That's come with wisdom. You know what I mean? I think we always think effort equals result, but it's not necessarily like I mentioned earlier on about the concentrating your efforts versus scattered efforts. Like once you concentrate, 5%, once you concentrate maybe just 3 focuses, you're literally doing the same 3 things for the whole day, for the whole year, Docs. Like once you put your head up, you're gonna just be like, hold the fuck. Look at the compound and what the fuck I've grown. Do you know what I mean? And genuine. So it's just like, minimizing.
Because like, here's an example, right? This is like, I'll use 2. So one will be, I have some friends that are going down the road of trying to get their first home, right? Mortgage and shit. And they don't think about it in a sense where, right, I can work Saturdays, Sundays, get a second job. They don't think about it from that sense. They think about it from a sense where, well, I guess I don't really need to be driving around in a car this nice.
Very sacrificial.
I guess I don't really need to be spending this much money on food. I can eat kind of like home cooked meals and shit, like take them to work, and they're just finding ways to save it, what they've already got, and then reinvest that in other ways, right? But my brain instantly goes to, okay, let's fucking get a second job, let's find a side hustle, let's do that. But then when but I know that that's not always the answer, because I hear stories like, let's just say Kobe, right, for example, right, who wanted to show up early, or LeBron, or even Tiger Woods, or like, who's the greatest of the greats? They're like, the only important thing to me, Floyd Mayweather, he's like, I will have to train 10, 12 hours a day, every day, in order to be the best at this sport. 7 days a week, 365. And I think, okay, mad, where do I get an extra 10 hours from? Because I'm not willing to give up on my fucking rec time, my fucking this and that.
Cut down an hour's sleep each night.
Yeah, bro. It's like, I just need to find more, bro. So I know that has its limitations, because...
Yeah, I don't think either one is wrong, but like, because there's a scarcity. I think scarcity mindset is not always the best as well, because like, I'll give you the idea of like a coffee. People complain about the price of coffee, and it's going up and it will go up, but what does that coffee do for you? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if coffee's went up to $10, I'm still buying the coffee because I know what that coffee does for me, and it's like, it makes me feel good. You know what I mean? It puts me on job, whatever it does, placebo or not. Getting the coffee is a good experience for me and makes my quality of life better. So I'll keep doing it. But some people see it go up to $10, and like you said, they'll be like, "Nah, done. No more coffees for done with coffees." You know what I mean? So okay, obviously didn't do that much for you, but if it did do that for them, but they weren't willing to acknowledge that, then now they're putting themselves through more suffering for some period of time, where I don't necessarily feel like you really gotta deprive yourself all the time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's important to take care of yourself and provide yourself with the things. So going shopping is okay, bro. And if you're like, that's actually what makes me feel good, is stocking up my closet and having like free will with my drip. You know what I mean? Then that's okay, bro. Like, go down that mindset. That's because I go down that mindset with the coffees. It's like, it's got more expensive, and I'm now spending about $50 a week more on coffees. That's all right. What can I get? An extra cheeky $50 a week? You know what I mean? Like, then that's why I feel like that's abundance mentality a little bit more.
That's right.
But then, in your financial perspective, there's a very good story I know from a janitor who ended up becoming like one of the richest people around. He was a janitor his whole life, but he died with philanthropist on his tombstone, because his whole life as a janitor, but how he used his money was extremely amazing. He would invest it the exact same every week, and then the compound growth of it ended up putting him in like the top 10% of like wealth in people, even though he never had the same amount of money as some of those people. Well, in adverse, we got some people who grew up knowing everything about money, who always lived around it, made immense amount of money. But if they were using it, like, which is an example of this guy, he made lots of money during the market. He was a hedge fund owner, And because he was making so much money, it was so much available. He ended up like putting elevators in his room and all like the house, unnecessary shit, just upgrading. And then the market crashed and then he had absolutely nothing. So it's not about like how much money you're making or your knowledge of money. It's how you use it, to be honest. You know what I mean? You could be someone earning $5,000 a week versus someone earning $1,000 a week. That grand a week guy could end up richer than the guy with $5,000 or is getting $5,000 a week because of how they're using the money over 3 years, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I do believe in minimalizing, but also kind of giving yourself what makes you feel good, because that's going to reward system to keep grinding, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you can't deprive yourself, bro. And I used to be bad with that.
Yeah.
I used to be bad with
In
that.
what way? You were bad at the depriving part or the spending part?
Deprive. I would deprive myself so much. Just be like, work hard, and not going to celebrate until this and that. Like, bro. It wasn't until
I remember when you were in that mindset too.
my ex took me out of that, bro.
Yeah. I remember exactly that. I was just remembering the fact that Bali brought you out of that.
Bali brought me out of that, bro. I was so...
Fuck, that's time ago, bro.
You know, that was a long time ago, but also not that long ago.
Still, like 3-4 years, I'd say.
Yeah.
But for me, that mindset of you was a long time ago.
I was very hard working.
I know you for now.
Bro.
I know you for now, bro. Indulging, enjoying.
Smart, work smarter, not harder, bro. Like, I would be tense because, like, I was dedicated to getting to where I wanted to get to, but I was only way I knew how to get to how you get into was working hard, bro. Putting every ounce of energy you have in, sacrifice, sleep. And that's like what I saw, and that's what I saw success to be. But I feel like just as the time goes on, you grow older and smarter, you realize, you work smarter and harder, and making your money work for you, bro. Those are the best lessons I ever learned. And understanding it's an energy, and then just playing the game after that. Yeah.
I think it's... the understanding of money is an interesting thing because you still have to have that drive in the first place. You still have to have that part of you that's like, I want to fucking ruin some sleep a little bit here. You have to kind of go through the stages and the steps, you know what I mean? You can't just have an understanding that money is an abundant resource.
No, not from day one. Unless someone really taught you that, and that's... I guess that we see that in some generational...
Someone has to give you the money then, you know what I mean? Someone has to first give you the money to then tell you what to do with it.
Yeah.
Or you got to go through that hard yakka stage of like... Because I remember being an apprentice, bro, when I was a fucking straight first year. There was a stage where I was like, all right, let's get some money up, you know? So I, for the first time, I had to save, put this much money each week, and then fell out of that lifestyle for a very long time. And then when I wanted to try and get in my house for the first time, I was like, all right, let's lock the fuck in. So I fucking didn't spend any money for a year or something like that, you know? So I know I've definitely been there, but it's not until you've done that, then you can have an understanding of it, you know?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, bro, dead set, they're losing the idea of financial freedom, which is a big shame. And that's what I'm gaining from the people around me and their mindsets. It's like a lot of people don't believe that truly there is an abundance in front of it.
Which is so crazy, bro. Like, I feel like in this day and age, when we got as many resources as we do, like, to think like that is so crazy. Like, we're living in the day and age where we're probably going to see, like, the first one-man business that's $1 billion worth. You know what I mean? Just because this guy in his bedroom's got all these AI agents that are just running it off. Like, the world is our oyster, genuinely, at this point. It's hard to feel sorry for people in this day and age. Like, we have to take some accountability. We have to take accountability. Like, all the resources are there, bro. And that, I think, and also why people want the money is probably, like, another reason why they're not getting it or why they're struggling with it.
That's facts.
Because it's
I think about that a lot.
What do you want it for? I just see it as a pure resource. I've got, like, my views on where the world's going, and I'm like, if you ain't got the resource, you're not going to be able to have any source of freedom. And more, I use it for an exit plan. So, and even for the philanthropical stuff, like, it's a resource to make so I can serve on a higher level and do God's will. I think that's the root of it at the end of the day. So, yeah, I want the money for free will because I see how the world's going, and I don't want to be intertwined with that. But I also want the money so I can help lives, bro.
Yeah.
That's it. That will make me happy. It's content. At the end of the day, that money's not going with us after we die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why hold value to anything if it was never ours to begin with?
Yeah.
Or the actual quote is, why feel sad when you lose it when it was never yours first?
Never ours.
You know?
Yeah.
The idea is, bro, that was in my head as I was saying it too. Yeah, it's just your turn.
Yeah, it's never your girl, it's just your turn.
Yeah, that was in my head as I was saying it.
It's facts, bro.
The idea, I kind of think about that in a little bit of a way where it's like, I look at crypto.com, I think every now and then, like, why hasn't it gone up? And then I'm like, you know what I tell myself? Because you had 9 donuts the other night, motherfucker.
Oh, it's crazy level of like self-bashing.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, well, it makes sense.
I do sometimes have those little incremental like.
But that's the idea of like, why some people haven't got the money because like, what do they want it for? It's just like another way of looking at that. It's like, well, are you the guy yet to be able to hold the power of having money?
If you keep succumbing to 9 donuts,
bro,
and that's a great example. And I have many moments like that. It's like I feel like the market's not going up because I sinned that.
Yeah, bro, straight out.
something ridiculous. Out, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, sorry, boys. I should just tweet out. Sorry, guys.
My bad.
Fucked up the market.
Yeah.
It was meant to be a good week for us. I think I ate those
9 donuts and then that crash came. Yeah.
Bro. Yeah, no, it's generally like that sometimes, and because I do feel like there's just such a correlation to like my actions these days, and I feel like that's good because it's holding myself accountable. And I think that's when people hear that thing, that fear of the Lord, people just really misconceive that, because that fear of the Lord is such a respect, but also so empowering at the same time, because you fear Him so much, or fear God so much. How can you fear anything else? If you regard that as the Almighty, then nothing is scarier or nothing, So for me, I don't fear death or fear a lot after that, because you have that relationship with God. And
that's an interesting thing, I guess. I never really think about that. Like, why are people God-fearing if they understand that God is just? Because I'm not God-fearing. I've never really thought about that.
Really?
Yeah, I've never
You should look into it, bro. You want to be God-fearing, bro. So God-fearing is like, it's like respecting something, because God giveth and God taketh.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's what the fear of God is. So people hear that and like, no, I don't want to fear God or whatever. Like, who is it? Like, almost like pride gets in the way. No, it's like humility to be like, no, I fear God, for He's the creator of all. He can, the same way He blesses, He's a harsh God as well. And we must acknowledge that. And sometimes that's what He does to us. Like a father, He disciplines us. So that's the fear, you know what I mean? Like sometimes we used to fear our dad a little bit, like out of respect. Yeah. Not like our dad's a dick, like maybe most situations, some people's situations, but like it's not I'm scared of you, Dad. I still come to you for a hug, but like, I know what you're capable of.
Yeah, I fucked up.
I know what you're capable of, so I'm gonna try act in the right way, in the right in honor, because I respect you. And that's what the relationship with God, fear of God is.
I understand it
now. You know what I mean? Bro, the fear of God is a very strong fundamental, bro. Like, it will empower you. Because once you realize and you acknowledge that you have that, then you realize nothing else scared of.
Because I guess God-fearing could also be then like, I know God's going to give me everything that I ever ask for. Like I tell myself, and I've said it on the podcast a million times, life will give you whatever you want. You just have to be able to work for it, realistically, and that's why I feel like I'm going to get everything I want, because I deserve it. Why do I deserve it? Because I'm going to work to get it.
Yeah, God willing.
So I guess the fear of God is the understanding that if I don't work for it, God ain't going to give it to me,
Well, that's definitely true. If you don't work for it, you're going to meet Him halfway.
Yeah.
You're going to meet Him halfway. But then we also got to know that some of the things that we ask God, we might not get because He's protecting us. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't give us what we want because no, you're not ready for that or whatever.
But that's what I like to say as well. Like, you will get whatever you want, because sometimes you don't know what you actually want.
So funny, bro. Like, I think about myself maybe a year ago, exactly about a year ago, and like kind of going into the 3 months of the year that we're about to get into. Like, I remember so clearly, like asking God, and like I was having visions of how my life is now. Like I was asking, I was like, yeah, I can see this is going to happen. Like everything was to a T by like across the road.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to be.
So you're saying that you could see, you were hoping for what you're living now a year ago? Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
I was hoping for what I was living. What I was living now, what I am living now. I was hoping for that a year ago, but the way that I envisioned it, I got what I wanted. It just looks a little different, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like there's tweaks to it. Obviously, it's not looking exactly how I looked at it, but in theory, it actually is exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
which is so crazy to see. And I'll see like, okay, God was protecting me in certain ways. Like, and that's what I'm saying is like, I wanted this house, but I actually ended up getting the house across the road.
Yeah.
But I'm still more grateful. I'm very grateful because it's actually exactly what I actually asked for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
and to be honest, that house across the road, bro, like the sun doesn't bear through the windows in the morning. You know what
I'm
like,
saying?
It's actually a better house, but you still get the benefits of the street you wanted to live on.
Exactly, bro. And it's like,
I love that thing right there that you said where you realized you were praying for where you are now. You know, like
I did. Yeah.
The understanding that we are where we wanted to be. You know, like I've been really playing on this for a long time now. Where if I met me at 16 and met myself, I'd be like, "Fuck, I'm a mad cunt." You know what I mean? Like, I think I became who I grew up looking up to. You know?
Dead set.
And that's a mad feeling because sometimes I think to myself and compare myself to me at 27. I mean, I'm 27. Sometimes I compare myself to 37.
Yeah.
And I think to myself, like, I'm inferior. I'm not good enough. You know what I mean? That's the guy I got to become, you know? But then to remind myself that at 17, I looked at me at 27, I became that guy, bro. You know, in literally every way.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
and
bro.
It's so mad, bro. Like,
that's what makes you have that gratitude again, that like, no regret on everything because we learned from it. You know what I mean? Like every experience that we went through, we needed to get through so that we could get to where we are now, bro. And I love how you said it, where it's like, be the person that you wanted to be there for you, bro. Like that is almost, I think, how I navigate, bro. You sent me a flashback. Like these little boys came in, they got a big Turkish platter, bro, for breakfast. These two little kids, bro, like 10.
Yeah.
Got our most expensive platter just to share between the boys.
Yeah.
Loved every second of it, bro. And then like he even came up to the boys, gave him what's up. He tried to pay for like some extra sauce. I was like, get it out of here, kid. But like, you know, like just like how I was treating the boys and stuff was like, oh, you know, I would have loved that as a, you know,
as a youth,
as a youth, like having like OG come pull up to you, is just like, showing you mad love and stuff. You can see how much what it was doing for them. They loved it, you know what I mean? They loved being able to come in the shop and know that, you know, someone was looking out for them and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's how it is with everyone though. Like I feel like I just treat people, or as you should, like, is treat people how you want to be treated. That's like the simplest rule. I remember that from primary school. Always stuck with me, but it was like one of the best fundamentals you can live by, bro. Like, especially if you're in a life of serving, just your standards that you have for yourself, you give that to other people. Like, it's just like a simple respect.
It's also treat people the way you wanted to be treated, you know? That's a really good way to look at it as well.
Wanted, because you don't always get treated the right way, bro. Yeah, so...
Because I know how important it has been for me, bro. Who I am today is a reflection of everyone I looked up to, you know what I mean? I saw some lads with tattoos in these ways. I saw some lads who dressed in these ways, some lads who worked this hard, some lads who committed to things like this. And even people that lived in suburbs, like say I want to live in, like I look up to people, I'm like, okay, I can see a possibility in front of me now. I want to head down a road similar, and it's just bits and pieces from everyone. So to see a younger generation of people, to then be kind, show the right way, you know, do these things. That big brother mentality in life is one of my favorite things in the world. You know?
Giving back, bro. And I like the way you said it, but for me, it's like I'm the person that I always wanted for myself, kind of growing up, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Everything the person I am now is everything I didn't get growing up. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So like, you know, in certain ways, I'll maybe more attributes are up, because I'm preparing for my kid to not maybe have to experience the things that I had to experience growing up, you know. And I want him to have things that I didn't have. So it's like I'm already modeling that from like adolescence growing up, you know what I mean? And then like I think the empathy you grow from like traumatic events and stuff like that is like you can always connect with people, and then you treat people just like I wish I was treated in these sort of moments and stuff like that. So that's
one of the things with tragedy, bro. Like, and to be honest, I'm very, very aware of that. Ever since Luke Mount passed away, every tragedy that I ever go through, I think to myself, fuck, now I get to understand what other people are going through when they go through this moving forward, you know? So it's like, say someone wants to go through, easy one would be a heartbreak. Everyone knows what a heartbreak feels like, hopefully by now. Because if you don't, hold on, because it's coming. You know what I mean? Like, it's just if you still haven't been through it yet,
good arc after.
Sorry, bro. Like, you know, it's just your turn. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think now going through, when other people are going through the first heartbreak, you know what I mean? Their first one, lads are like, rah, I know what he's going through. You know what I mean? Like that's you're able to understand.
Yeah, mine turned me into a demon.
Yeah, bro. No, mine I don't know if mine turned me into a demon. Mine turned me into like a loser, bro. Straight out. Straight out, mine turned me into a loser, my first heartbreak.
Mine like opened my eyes to women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
So you guys are like this? Took a long time to get that trust. I'm talking, took 12 years, bro. Now I'm thinking about marriage. Like marriage, all right, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
12 years, bro.
Bro. First heartbreak will teach you who you need to become, bro.
Yeah.
First heartbreak.
No, I love it. I'm glad that I did that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shows you, shows you true colors of people and like not naivety and just like.
Bro, I love these Instagram reels. They're so funny. They're not meant to be funny. They're aimed for people who are going through it. But as someone who's gone through it, you can look back and go like, that's hilarious. So it's like, the caption will say like, it'll be like what a girl was telling you the night before she left. And it would be like a compilation of like a guy and a girl like in love in bed. I want to be with you forever. Let's have a family, all this stuff. And then the caption will be like the night before she leaves. It's hilarious looking back on it now.
Society right now, bro. Like, I see those all the time where it's like the guy is like spending that night with a girl and he's like on the beach and they're skipping and dancing. It's like a night before you like ghost her or some shit like that. It's like it really be like that, bro.
But the ones where it's like he's holding a girl and he's like kissing her on the forehead and shit. It's raining and then
mad
it's like,
romantic,
and then it's like on to the next.
So it's fun whilst it lasted, bro. Bro, honestly, I've been there, bro. Where it's like you're so detached, from what's happening. Like you're doing it. But like you're not deep in the consequences of the other. I guess it's like looking back at it. I guess that's exactly what it is. Isn't it? Like you're just like so inconsiderate of like the fact that you're playing someone else's emotions and stuff. But I think the fact that we've all got to this point, the reason why I might be so comfortable to do that is because we just assume everyone's on fuckery.
Yeah. Well,
it's like, hey, we're not fooling anyone. Like, you know what I mean? Let's let's have the great night and then whatever. Do you know what I mean?
It's so not the right mentality, but
it's not. But like, you just got to experience life, bro. Like, that's one thing that's so big for me, though. Like, people get into relationships and like not knowing themselves, man. You do got to go on that journey of just developing, knowing what you want. It's not as simple as like when our parents grew up and stuff. Like, we really got to go consciously, intentionally go on those journeys ourselves, because you end up signing up for something, think it's the right thing, and like a few years later you're like,
well, it's a complicated ideology at the same time, bro, because I hear like it's a very big joke in the world of comedy where they talk about how girls say they want to go travel and find themselves, right? Because it's like everyone knows girls say that and they go on these trips with girls, trips this that, but guys also do exactly the same thing, realistically. It just might not be as like wooey kind of thing.
Nah, girls know exactly what the guys doing when they're going to fly. Girls just trying to be a little bit like, I want to go experience. Okay, experience what?
But the idea of it is like, you know, having to find yourself before you actually are willing to commit to someone at the same time. Know myself before I can give myself away.
Yeah.
You know, it makes sense. But that's why I think like we really do have to go out and experience all the curiosity.
No, you do. You got to burn that. You got to make sure that fire is out before you decide that you want to be with someone, because it will relight. If you haven't put it out first, bro, it will get some oxygen. It will relight. I promise you. And you don't want that 10 years down the line when, you know, you got the family, the kids, and what you think is a solid foundation is just absolutely crumbling in front of you just because you're rushed into shit. You don't, you know, you don't really check. That's your obligation as a person. I feel like you can tell when someone doesn't fully love themselves, and you kind of got to have that discernment. And even if you love that person heaps, you kind of got to step away because you know it's better for them. Even though much you might love them and you can help them go on that journey, it won't work. It's doomed. They must do it by themselves.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was always for you, or you were too involved.
The idea of scripture, in a way, bro, the idea of, you know, saving yourself for the right person and then building that foundation with them as two people that have come together pure in a way, you know what I mean? Like, for me, it's a very hard thing to wrap my head around, because I think the curiosity aspect of what it's actually like to go out there and and fuck around realistically from girls or guys' perspectives. You know, the idea of virgins, you know, I get it's fun, it's a joke, it's cool, like, but for me, it seems like it's a lot of pressure, especially in today's age and society, to put on the idea that two people have to only ever be with each other, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, I think you have to just tick all the boxes you can, bro.
I feel like, one thing I'm only realizing this recently, Doc. So I'm not talking from some like high place or anything. Like, this is all very fresh for me. Like, you know me so well, where it's like, if I'm talking about I'm pro-marriage, that's maybe the boys are going to call it intervention on me or something like that, because it's very foreign for me. But like, honestly, I can say that, yeah, we've seen it in scripture, but like, as my relationship with God grows and I'm having the mirror held to my face a lot more, and I'm having to deal with things that are like, you know, holding me back. Like, for example, lust. I'm realizing, you know, as someone that's lived a very lustful life, I'm realizing there is a lot of weight to what God says. And I could go to an example where it says adulteries are committed in the mind, in the imagination, not just like, so it says it's physically looking at someone and then thinking sexual immorality, sexual thoughts is the sin before the actual act of adultery itself. And you know what? As someone that's lived a lustful life, I completely agree with it, bro. Because when I actually incorporated that, and like utilize, like I think I told you about, like utilizing mantras and stuff like that in my head just to keep myself focused when I'm like, out and about socially, your whole perspective and interactions with people and women change completely. You know what I mean? Like, you stop looking at them or sexualizing them like completely, and you realize that you actually have the choice. You have the choice, bro. You do know, because like, I will look at a girl, be like, that's an attractive girl. But then my mantra kicks in, which I told you was just like nothing I ain't seen before. And then it's like, immediately, it's actually a reminder, bro, because in general, if we're talking real man to man, it's all the same shit, bro.
Humans are patterns.
How many fish? No. How many fish in the sea, bro? Like, if we're talking real shit, it'll be like, bro, there's nothing come and go. Like, you lose one, there's another one coming. Like, that's the honest, genuine truth. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, you gotta think how many hot girls we've seen, how many booties, whatever, bro. Like, what more is there to see?
Yeah.
What honestly could come and be like, wow, but I promise you've seen it before.
Yeah, actually.
But do you know what I mean? I promise we could get every girl in this apartment room to come in and I'll be like, we've seen it before, bro. We've seen it, but you've gone to bare countries, bro.
Yeah.
Even if you see like that girl's beautiful, you've seen it before. You've seen it like type beat before. Yeah. So that's why it's like, it helps you because you don't get too attached to nothing. You realize like, oh, good.
But the idea of like your thoughts, but like, to me, the idea of adultery starting in the mind, right? To me, sometimes your thoughts aren't even your thoughts. Thoughts are things that just come and go. Like, one of my things written down is, I am not my thoughts, I'm an observer, because I don't want to beat myself up for the things that come and go in my mind, because you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you're driving and you're thinking to yourself like, imagine I just fucking crashed into this thing, you know what I mean? Like, but sometimes I'm on the bridge and I'm like, jump, bro, you know what I mean?
But here's the thing, you don't put water on it. You don't water it.
Yeah, of course.
You don't water it. So that's what I'm saying, is that you walk down the street, bro.
I don't put action into thought. My thoughts...
Not just action, bro. Thought. Because if you kept watering that thought, it's going to turn into something. So what I'm saying is that you're walking down the street, physically, you're just going about your day, and you can see in your periphery a good-looking woman, bro. Good-looking stature and whatever.
A neck breaker.
Yeah, you're about to, because your mind could, attractive woman, you've made it, but then in that moment, you're like, nothing I've seen before. Because if you say attractive woman, man, keep going, and then you keep walking, she's in your head, you sexualize her, now you're just going to keep sexualizing every other girl, bro. You're just setting yourself off on like a ripple effect. That's what I'm saying about adultery. It does start in the mind, bro. It's a seed. Like, let's say you're getting introduced to your girl's friend and she's attractive, and you just like let yourself start fantasizing about her or something like that. Like, it's going to develop into something that you're thinking is innocent, bro. That's a seed that you're watering, bro. And like, I sounded like the biggest hypocrite. But
no, I don't think so.
But you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, these are things I'm only realizing now, and that's through scripture. Like, things that I've always heard in scripture, like honor your mother and father, bro. That's a big one. Honor your mother and father, like, oh, mom's like this, dad's like this, or whatever. But that's like, to me, when I read that, what that's screaming out to me is like, how God saying you must honor them, because how can you not honor these people that brought you into life, and you want to honor me as your the ultimate father? Do you know what I'm saying? And that's a whole journey as a child of honoring your mother and father, even when they're as difficult as they are. You know what I mean? That's abundance love, and that's growing. That's understanding that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So hey, I've only got one set of parents. Let me love them. You know what I mean? Even when they're being difficult, and you actually start to love them being difficult and realize that's just them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm only my eyes are open to scripture, bro. Like, really just think about it, bro. Like, it starts in the brain a bit. It starts in the brain. I think you will notice it when you observe your thoughts. So like, knowing what I've just said, navigate over the next few days, and it's like, don't water the thoughts. Like, you'll see an attractive girl, but like,
you know what? You're right. Here's how I know you're right, because the addictive personality inside of me is always there as an intrusive thought. You know, the idea of even fucking, I swear to this day, I'm still thinking, fuck, it'd be mad just to get fucked up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course.
It's still a thought that comes into my mind, but I don't fantasize on the idea of it. Just like how gambling's a big bug for me. As soon as I taste it, I'm fucked, because 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, I have no card. I've snapped my cards. I can't pull cash out. It's impossible. I don't carry cash. So I'm at the pub because the boys are having dinner. And I'm like, hey, bro, I'll transfer, you know what I mean? They're like, please, bro. Like, I'm literally going, please, like, let me transfer you some money so I can gamble. I gamble, I win. I'm good. I give some money out. I'm like, I'll gamble again. I lose. I win again. I lose, I win again. And then in the end, I left on a high, right? I'm sweet. Then I had this cash and I had to go hide it, give it to my tattoo artist before I even went to get my tattoo. You know what I mean? I'm sweet. Yeah. But the idea of gambling stayed in my mind for like 3 more weeks. Every day. I'm thinking at work, it'll be like, oh, should I just go straight past the pub? You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure I can find a cardless cash ATM on the way there, you know? Yeah, but just because the thought entered my mind, I actually had to consistently shut it off and focus on something else to get rid of that bug, you know?
Extremely empowering.
I didn't judge myself for the thought of the gamble. I judged myself for the action for first gambling. Yeah. You know? But I guess it did start with that first thought and then entertaining the idea of it, like justifying it the first time.
Like fantasizing that. You said it so well before, like you don't fantasize about the dream, like you stop yourself from doing it. So fantasizing with you starting to reminisce on back on those days, and then feeding that and be like, yeah, I want to feel that again. Do you know what I mean? But you like cut off like, nah, dead ting over that. Doesn't bear any fruit. Doesn't bear any fruit.
Because the problem wasn't the gamble; it was the entertaining when I was at the pub, going, yeah, but maybe I can justify doing it this one time. You know what I mean?
No, you're giving it water. You're watering it, bro. You just don't even give it the chance to breathe, bro. And that's honestly, I'm just learning, and I'm seeing such a massive difference in a lot of things, bro. Just like how I'm navigating, bro. So much more focused, because you don't, bro. We're sexual beings, bro. Highly sexual beings, and like that sexual nature can either make or break us. Do you know what I mean? As a man, like I feel like if you can cultivate that and be in charge of that and not let it lead you astray, because it will.
Oh, 100%.
It will.
Of course.
If you don't let it lead you astray, it's like one of the most empowering things to be on top of that. That air, there's this air of an unattainability that you also get, like, you know.
Oh, the aura, bro, like straight out.
It's not no disrespect to women, but I just feel like men give women too much respect too quickly. And it's because of their sexual, or lack of their sexual discipline. You know what I mean? It's just immediately falling into the lust of the physical abilities of the woman. But like I said, it's like when you identify in your head that you've seen this a million times, what is it? And what true value is just the looks at the end of the day. And I feel like once we're getting into the positions that we're getting into in life and the lifestyles that we potentially could be offering, it's like now we're looking differently in a spouse, where it's like, are you grateful for the little things? Are you grateful for family and stuff like that? Because some women say they do, but they want to work 6 days a week. Who's going to take care of the family? Do you know what I'm saying? You start assessing things a little bit differently. And once you do, you kind of realize in this current pool, this current society, a lot of people don't know what they want. And a lot of people would take like the traditional like stay at home life take it for granted. So yeah, bro, it just takes a lot more.
It's a lot for me to actually take from this, the idea of like not watering thoughts, because yeah, I guess like that's a good example, lust starts in the mind. It definitely does start in the mind,
Strongly, bro. Yeah, I used to
I always think it's actions that should be judged, but that's only from external. It's thoughts that should be judged.
Thoughts are the seed, bro, innit? Like thoughts are kind of like they always turn into everything. Like you got to say your podcast was a thought.
But it's like at the same time, bro, I genuinely believe this. Like I'm just a roommate to my own thoughts. Like I don't listen to everything that motherfucker says inside my own head, bro.
No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't. And things will creep in, bro. But like I said, you just don't water it, bro. Like you can't I don't believe for 1 second that you've got crazy shit like happening.
I just have
got
normal crazy shit.
You see a little cat, you want to kick it.
Yeah, normal crazy shit.
Yeah, that's normal, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like standards. But what I'm saying is that you're obviously not going to kick the cat, but you're going to keep thinking about kicking the cat every day. If you saw that cat on the walk home and then you came back and you try to watch Netflix and all you're thinking about is kicking that cat, I promise you're most likely going to kick that cat in the next week.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're
probably going to you're going to kick that cat.
Yeah.
Because you kept watering it, but you should just be like, oh, that's fucked up. What am I doing? Can't. It's funny,
cat,
yeah. Your mom should just come back and play. Like, you got to stop watering it. You know what I mean? So, like, you just got to find systems. I feel like it's different for every single person. I'm just saying what kind of like what happens in my life or my problem.
Well, everyone has an impulse that they're not saying no to. Everyone has an impulse
in some sort of way, bro. In some sort of way.
Some people it's food. Some people it's drugs. Some people it's spending, gambling, lust. Some people it's fucking anger.
Yeah.
Some people have everyone's got a impulse they're not fucking saying no to, bro.
Yeah, I know, man. And it's a big thing, but you just got to kind of like be so honest with yourself so that you can kind of realize, you got to realize how broken you are. I feel like a lot of people just got so much pride, bro.
Yeah.
So much pride when there's so much power to being humble and like humility, like to just being able to come on your knees, bro, and just like cry or some shit, bro. Like it's almost so much pride, like to do these things where it's extremely empowering. And when you can get on a certain level that you could just be yourself all the time, bro. It's just there's a lot of weight off your shoulders.
But what you tell yourself, bro, is so important. And I've had another mad realization to that lately, being the fact that I've always said, because it's been true, I have terrible navigation skills. Like I don't know where I am. I don't know how to get to where I'm going.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you if we're up, down, left, right, north, south, east, or west of anywhere.
Yeah.
Like I'd use the GPS to get from here to fucking Coles, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and I felt like I needed that.
Yeah.
So I'd just be honest about it. And then I had like a few moments of serious like embarrassment for the fact I didn't know where I was going, like in the last few years. And I was like, okay, this is a lack. I need to fix this skill. So instead, I've just started telling myself and others, I'm actually getting a lot better at it. Even though I wasn't, bro. I'm dead set was shit. I'm going, bro, I'm actually getting a lot better at this. So every small win of remembering a street to turn down or a spot or like, oh yeah, we got to go that way, I would just almost celebrate it in a way. You know what I mean? I'd even say, I'm getting better at this, like, you know what I mean? Like joking hard at me. But now I'm feeling mad confident knowing where I'm going, bro. Like, it's just because I've been telling myself that, bro. No, I don't need that GPS anymore.
It's the power of thought, bro. The power of thought and just like how we can, bro, we create our lives through the way that we are thinking patterns and our thought patterns. At the end of the day, like if everything really is energy and frequency, like input, output, make sure you just input in the best that you can get the best output result with. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying is the weight of our consequences, like the weight of our actions. We don't acknowledge it enough, you know. So it's easy not to.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've got so many things going on, and it's just one thing after. But what makes it easy not to is that there's usually like, oh, you do a thing, and then there's a while before it comes and loops back to you. So like you might do a thing, but you're not going to get that feedback loop straight away. The feedback loop you're getting is back from something you did like a second ago. Do you know what I mean? So you just
gospel, bro. You're so right. Oh my god.
So it's like, you know, you're constantly sowing these seeds, bro, that you will bear fruit from eventually. So like really knowing the weight of your actions, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like once you start going with these relationships with God, bro, you can't do the same things like guilt-free. And it's not just guilt-free, it's the wisdom. Like, you know it's so heavy in you that like it would literally, like, you would shake doing the wrong thing because of how
the consequences
to your core, that, the weight of your actions.
Oh, bro, because you're right, bro. Like, I'm planting the seeds that I will benefit later while I'm dealing with the consequences of not doing the thing before.
Of your old seeds.
And tomorrow, I'm just going to be either benefiting from the right decisions that were made 365 days ago, or whether it be 6 months ago or a week ago. And it's just a never-ending fucking spiral.
Crazy when you think about it like that.
That is a crazy thought, bro. That is a crazy thought. I love that, to be honest. And I feel that with people, bro. Sometimes with people, like, I'll think, okay, now that I spent enough time with this person, say in this relationship, I understand how this pattern of behavior is. Let's just say someone has a OCD or something like that, right? Okay, now I've spent enough time with someone with OCD, I understand them. Say that relationship ends, later on someone else in my life will enter with OCD, and I'm like, oh, I was avoiding these factors about this person before, but now this person with OCD's entered back into my life again to teach me what I wasn't willing to work on the first time with that person.
Bro. Those loops, bro. That exact way that you said it is just how our whole life is. It's a constant feedback loop. Now, that feedback loop, right, it's always a circle, but you can either twirl upwards or you can twirl down.
And to be honest, bro, both of them are just as incisive for me, eh? Self-sabotage, I swear to God, it's an addicting thing.
No, so here's the thing, bro. We'll always spiral down. But from our awareness that we spiral down, we can control our dips.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm about to dip. Let me create the space for me to dip and recover and get up, bro. Like, that's the good thing about documenting yourself.
It's almost like cutting up oranges for half time at the soccer game in a way. You know, you're going to get exhausted halfway through, but you've prepared for this.
Exactly. Exactly like that. Like, we are always going to have moments where a foot gets off the gas. Like, I know it when I'm like starting to burn out. I knew I was going to start burning out towards the end of the week, and I'm like telling everyone, I've got to get I can't keep doing this. I fucking crashed out. I couldn't make it. I kept falling asleep, you know what I mean? But I knew that was going to happen, you know what I mean? Like, so typically, like, you can just make the kind of situation around it to be like, this is going to happen. And, like, I feel like more on, let's say, relapses is a better situation to kind of look at it with, is like, you can kind of onset, because you've maybe like relapsed so many times, you can kind of tell like that's about to happen to yourself. And it's like, sometimes you might just like let it happen, but with a very intentful recovery. Like, you already got the plan for recovery already set. And that's the difference of like falling without intention to come back up, and like falling and you can just loop down for ages with like no plan to come back up. So
that's interesting the way you use the terms relapses and recoveries, eh? Because it's a very, very... It's exactly the same thing we learn in NA rooms, bro. It's exactly the same things. Like, you haven't lost your recovery. You've just lost your clean date. You know what I mean? Don't worry. You still learn all these things. The number one thing that people talk about is awareness. You just got to bring awareness to what your habits are, your issues are, like people's, places, things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, why did I have a relapse? Why did I break my sobriety? Why? Well, we just got to figure out these things and try and remove one or two, you know?
And learn something from it. Like, I was having a discussion with my friend, like, they love to take breaks from stuff, but not much changes. So I was like, you go celibate for 6 months, but then you go do the same fuck shit. So it's like, you got to understand why you doing what you're doing is to change your relationship with that thing. You can't always avoid doing what you're doing, but you want to change the outcome of what happens when you do what you do. Do you know what I mean? If, let's say it's, you went celibate for 6 months. Why did you go celibate? Because, I didn't feel like I was getting what I deserve, and dating games are a bit fucked, should just focus on me. It's a bit meaningless. Take 6 months to like build up your value, do your thing. Now, okay, I'm feeling quite good with myself, like how things are going, gonna get back out in the dating scene. You shouldn't be navigating the same way that you were doing it before. Like, you shouldn't. What did you get out of the 6 month celibacy? Just like suffering for no reason. Do you know what I mean? You need to get something out of, you know,
you have to maneuver differently.
Depriving yourself. Like there's got to be a reason why you're doing it. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing this to get a new relationship. Like I'm not going to stop dating girls, but maybe I'm going to stop being a simp. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not going to stop being a simp. I'm going to take 6 months out to start working myself, get whatever right. And then I'm going to go do things differently. You can't go and start doing the same shit. You're going to fall in the same cycle. So, yeah.
That's fucking mad, bro. It's fucking mad. I'm going to think about it a lot. We're probably almost at the end. Look at that, exactly there.
1 o'clock, eh?
Exactly what time we said we are going to end, eh?
Yeah.
Is your phone dead?
Yeah, I got it.
You want to charge it?
Yeah, maybe just for a sec before
I'll chuck it on in a sec. To be honest, we're about to ask you the last question of the episode anyway, bro, because we're at the time we're at. I've asked 100 and... What episode are we up to? 165. We're up to 165, crazy. Bro. You've been on how many times? We did 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth time. Yeah, fourth time. And they'll keep coming, bro.
Crazy,
they'll keep
bro.
coming.
I'm happy to come, bro.
My favourite episodes, bro. Honestly, I love podcasting. Meeting new people is such a mad experience, bro. But it created me an excuse to be able to get the boys to my house, bro, and talk mad shit with me, selfish, bro. You know what I mean?
Just chop it up. And I wish for more of it, bro. Like, I love it, just chopping up, just like dissecting big ideas and stuff. Like, you know, just open and honest with like the conversations that we have. I feel like a lot of people are probably having these conversations, even though sometimes you can't find the people in real life. Even though I do believe once you start living on a certain frequency, you do attract certain people. But it's also good to be like just having it out there on online and just attract other people on that space as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think a lot of people listen, bro. At the same time, like I know, how do I word this without sounding? So I really do value the friendships I have, which are very service level friendships. You know what I mean? Like the very basic, how was your weekend? How was this? How funny is this show? All that kind of shit. I really, really do value them. But the true value I get out of diving deep into some pretty fucking ideological shit, you know what I mean? Like, bro, we're just expressing our own opinions even necessarily, bro. We're not even stating what has to be facts, you know?
Bro, we'll both go from all of this. Is not just this conversation. Our conversation, we'll walk away and we'll think about the things that we talked about. Like, we'll actually get points that will improve us to some extent, bro. And that's how I only want all my interactions to be. I understand I can't get that all the time, but if I can control it to some aspect and keep in a circle of people that I believe, like, you know, hold the same morals and the same mentalities, then I'm going to prioritize that over anything, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the reason why I was going to ask this, but I got distracted. You've answered it a couple times before, all right? But same question is, if someone came to you because they were feeling a bit depressed, mostly because they were just lost, is there any advice you'd give that person?
Yeah, find God.
Find God?
Yeah. It's kind of the source to all way. Different level of peace, bro. Different level of peace. Once you get there, faith in God is like amazing. Don't know how everyone's gonna do it, but hopefully it works out.
It is a different level of peace.
Yeah, it's different, man. And just like once
the word's not even strong enough, hey. Peace.
Peace isn't strong enough, man. Like, but then, like, I don't want to say you stop suffering. You keep suffering. You always, like, suffering is inevitable, but it just doesn't feel the same. You're not dealing with it alone. Even when there's no physical people, you just never feel like it's too big. You know what I mean? And that's a great feeling to have.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, bro, you've absolutely crushed this episode. For everyone listening, thank you for making it to the end of the episode. It was amazing week this week. There'll be another one next week. That's all right. Dang, bro.
Yeah, we heading for the sun. Shawty got my high, I ain't tripping for the funds. Yeah, I won't start, I ain't tripping.